Time now for the Peter Channel Saturday Morning News on this Saturday morning, June 25th, 2016. And good morning to you all on this lovely Saturday morning, 25th of June, 2016. Here are your news and odds. Top story at 8 a.m. is London, where after a tumultuous Friday that saw world financial markets plummeted and the British Prime Minister announced his intention to resign, British voters began to digest Saturday the full and enormous consequence of the historic decision. Trump, who supported the Brexit and constitutionally arrived the British soil for a ribbon cutting on his golf course in Scotland, came out on top on President Obama, who had lobbied voters against leaving the EU on the trip to London earlier this. All Carol Dunford was left as a dirty nightgown kicked in mud from the floodwaters that ravaged her West Virginia town and killed at least 23 people. Lake Isabella, California, near this man-made lake about 45 miles northeast of Bakersfield, a 2-acre fire has burned to an inferno that stretched over 46 square miles, killing 2 people and destroying at least one of the homes and other structures. EU states have urged Britain to hold a speedy talks to the Labour bloc after they voted to end the membership in the historic referendum. California identified bill all the annual exports to Britain could be standing the Norm's way if there is economic upheaval caused by Britain's vote to leave the European Union. Brussels. Britain's representing the EU executive Brussels. Financial Service Commissioner Jonathan Hill said on Saturday he was resigning following the referendum vote on the Brexit wedgie and campaigned against. Pope Francis and Catholic Kerrigan II leave the Apostolic Cathedral of Edgbaston on Friday in Yerevan, Armenia. Pope Francis is in Armenia for a 3-day visit. Sadiq Khan, Mayor of London, speaks at a Remain campaign event the day before the Brexit vote. London's mayor made a forceful call for the inclusion after the UK. Article 50 says any member state may decide to withdraw from the Union in accordance with its own constitutional requirements. District Heights, Maryland. Maryland 14th state. 3 people have been killed and 2 others wounded in shooting deceased in suburbs of Washington, D.C. Prince George's County fire officials tell WTTG-TV. Cincinnati. Organizers expect big crowds at the 40s planned tight security for Cincinnati's parade and festival events celebrated gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender pride month. The resignation of this week, the principal is just a federal investigation raised over one of America's most prestigious public schools, which is Boston Latin. It was supposed to be a display of democratic goodwill, but with a principled agreement on shared policy objectives that would mend the rift between the supporters of Hillary Clinton and the presumptive Democratic presidential nominee and Bernie Sanders. U.S. stocks traded near session lows plunged Friday after UK citizens voted to end the country membership in the European Union, historic rejection of the Europe's political order. The shock for the UK surprised both to leave the European Union swept across global markets, punishing stocks, the British pound, and emerging market currencies. The United Kingdom's decision to pull out of the European Union and extend global market sharply lower, but the pain is being felt the hardest by a handful of companies most exposed to the decision. President Barack Obama said Friday that the UK vote to leave the European Union will not change the special relationship the country has with the United States. Boston, Massachusetts State Police said a speeding car struck a cruiser on the side of the Boston Highway, pushing the cruiser into another vehicle and sending 6 people to a hospital. Spokesman David Prosopio says the crash occurred about 2:45 a.m. on Saturday after a trooper has responded to a previous crash. Prosopio said the trooper was in a cruiser with his lights activated when a Honda Accord carried 4 people struck his vehicle. He says the back pushed the cruiser into another vehicle. The cruiser ended up on the other side of the road, facing the opposite direction. Boston, it turned out to be a awful year for activists pushing for greater disclosure of the public and campaign information on Beacon Hill. It has been increasing to note that humans became selective with whom they want to spend time with in an age now. New research has been found that even money keys of this quality. E-cigarette use is associated with significant change in immune-related gene expression in the nasal mucosa, similar to those reported in cigarette smokers, according to findings from a perspective study that compared gene expression profiles. Peter Cheldusheim, 8:05 on this Saturday morning, and it started out for sports report. Last night, the Boston Red Sox, down 7-4 to the Texas Rangers, fought back and won 8-7 with 4 dramatic runs in the ninth inning. Red Sox and Rangers will square off at 9:20 p.m. while the New England River should be down in Washington to take out the DC United. Buffalo, New York, watching Austin Matthews slip under the Toronto Maple Leafs jersey for the first time after being taken with the #1 overall pick in the NHL draft on Friday night. It's not hard to do it at all. Peter Cheldusheim, 8:06 on this Saturday morning, and it's time now for a traffic and transit report. Let's start up down in Redan in Eastern Connecticut, Route 395 on the southbound side. It's a little slow after Route 16 Killenly, but Eastern Connecticut and Rhode Island highways are looking good. Down in southeastern Massachusetts at Rhode Island, 495 on the northbound side, slow spot around Route 95 in Foxborough. But 495 on the northbound side also slow after Route 3 in Lowell. But otherwise, eastern Massachusetts highways are looking good. Out in central western Massachusetts, Mass Factory change to 290, 395 Auburn, a little slow. But it's looking good in central and western Massachusetts. Down in Connecticut, looking good on the highways and byways of Connecticut. Up in northern New England, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine highways are looking good. 190 on the southbound side, slow after Niagara Falls. Down in New York City, 95 on both ends, it is slow from the Bronx. 95 southbound side, so the Bronx stretch. 95 the northbound side, it is slow out of the Bronx stretch. Lincoln, 495, Long Expressway, westbound side, it's slow from Brooklyn Heights to the Midtown Tunnel. 278 on the eastbound side, a little slow before the Long Expressway. Brooklyn Battery Tunnel, it's slow both ends. Belt Parkway on the westbound side, it is slow before 278. 95 on the northbound side, also on Fort Lee stretch. And the Garden State Parkway is southbound side. It is slow at Asbury Park. 95 on the northbound side. It is slow after 695 of Baltimore. 890 Baltimore Harbor Tunnel on the southbound side. It is slow. 270 on both ends. It's slow to Rockville, Maryland stretch. 95 on the southbound side. It is slow from Footbell on to Fredericksburg. Interstate Route 15 on the eastbound side. Low to the Annapolis Bay Bridge. 695 on the westbound side. And it is slow at the Baltimore stretch. 9094 on the southbound side, the Lowell Rider, 290 in Chicago. I-94 on the westbound side, and it's all between Detroit and Ann Arbor. I-75 on the northbound side, Lowell side, Toledo. Interstate 24 on the southbound side, Lowell Rider, Nashville, Tennessee. I-75 on the northbound side, it is slow in the Atlanta stretch. I-95 on the northbound side, Lowell in Jacksonville. I-75 on the southbound side, Lowell between Fort Lauderdale and Miami. I-95 on the eastbound side, Lowell in Fort Lauderdale. 95 on the northbound side, Lowell between Key West and Miami. And 35 on the northbound side, Lowell in Austin, Texas. And 35 north on the northbound side, it is one in Minneapolis, St. Paul. Alright, look at that. Transit alerts. Fairmont Line train 1752, 7:30 for refills departed 5 to 15 minutes past scheduled refill due to a signal problem. Fairmont West Line train 1501, 6:20 a.m. from South Station operated 35 minutes past scheduled due to Drainage Natick Station. And on the ferries, they are looking good. Peter Cheldusheim is now 8:09 on this Saturday morning, and it is time now for a weather report, and it is a stellar start to your Saturday. Stellar start with a Saturday with the 3 S's. Love it. Alright, 7-day forecast goes like this. For today, says skies about 82 degrees. Calm wind coming east about 6 miles in the afternoon. Tonight, includes skies about 49 degrees. Southeast about 5 miles coming in the evening. For Sunday, says skies about 84 degrees. Calm wind coming southeast about 6 miles in the afternoon. Sunday night, punch back until 4 a.m. Most wise, most close skies about 55 degrees. South about 6 miles coming after midnight. Monday, patch back for 7 a.m. wise. Most skies about 84 degrees. Light south wind increase at 5 to 10 miles in the morning. Winds gusts at 20 miles an hour. Monday night, slight chance of showers after midnight. Patch back after 3 a.m. west. Most skies got about 61 degrees and chance base at 20%. Tuesday, chance of showers and thunderstorms. Most skies got about 80 degrees. Chance base at 30%. Tuesday, chance of showers and thunderstorms. Patch back after 1 a.m. west. Most skies got about 61 degrees and chance base at 40%. Wednesday, chance of showers and thunderstorms. Patch back before 9 a.m. Otherwise, skies got about 81 degrees and chance base at 30%. Wednesday night, patch back after 4 a.m. west. Podcast got about 59 degrees. Thursday, patch back west. Most of the podcast got about 80 to about 58 degrees. And for Friday, most skies got about 84 degrees. Currently not near its fair sky, 65 degrees, 18 above Celsius, humidity of 73%. And that is going to be it for the Peter Channel Saturday Morning News on the Saturday morning, 25th of June 2016. I hope you have a good day.